Dr. Denton, do you want to introduce yourself quickly?
Sure. My name is Dr. Denton Bobbeldike. I'm excited to be here. I was on the team that developed the BS in AI and MS in AI, so I'm excited to talk to anyone about that if they have any interest in that.
Great, thank you. Dr. Aaron Carrier, do you want to introduce yourself?
Erin Carrier. I'm a faculty member that teaches a lot of computer science courses. I was also very involved with the creation of the data science, and excited to talk to any of you.
Great. Dr. Samah Mansour, you want to introduce yourself?
Yeah. Hi, everyone. I'm Dr. Sama Mansour, and I am the director of the Cybersecurity Master's Program, and also I'm one of the developers of the Cybersecurity Undergraduate Program.
Thank you. Dr. Jiadu, do you want to introduce yourself?
Hello, everyone. My name is Jeju. I'm the Department Chair of Information Sciences and Technologies. I usually teach courses for IT or IS majors.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to this virtual space. My name is Ali Raza, and I am one of the leads in developing and designing human-centered computing program at Grand Valley State University. And really excited to have you here. And feel free to throw any question to me about this transdisciplinary program. I'll give mic back to Dean Marwan.
Great. Okay, good. Stacy, do you want to introduce yourself quickly?
Hi, I'm Stacy Paul, CEO of Array of Engineers. We're an engineering company we're located in Grand Rapids, Michigan. We work a lot in the aerospace and defense industry, and look forward to talking to you more in a little bit.
Great. Thank you very much. And then our staff, Shelby, Stasia, Sam.
Hey, I'm Shelby Harrison. I'm the Director of Marketing Communications. We're so happy to have you here today.
Great. Stasia or Sam or?
I'm Sam Keel. I'm the Academic Department Coordinator over here in the College of Computing, and we're so happy that you're joining us.
Hi, everyone. I am Stasha McDaniel. I'm the K-12 Outreach Coordinator for the College of Computing, and I just want to say thank you for joining this meeting here.
Thank you. So, yeah, we want to give you a brief overview about our team. So definitely they're all here for you, and they'll be working closely with all of you when you join our college, in a few weeks. So definitely I will give you first an overview about the College of Computing. As I mentioned, it's an exciting time to join the College of Computing that was built actually based on the need of the community here in West Michigan and the greater Grand Rapids, with the big ambitions to actually making Grand Rapids as a tech hub. So there is a huge need in terms of talent, reskilling, and also talent upskilling, and also preparing talent like you for the need of the industry here whenever it's come to cybersecurity, data science, AI, software engineering, human-centered design and computing, and beyond. So basically the demand will continue to increase. I know that some of you may hear, oh, there are layoffs in IT or high tech. I can tell you, the data show and our industry partners confirms that there is basically a change in the type of skill that are needed, which is normal, like tech change over time, but the needs continue. And an example for that, one of the largest companies like IBM, they were trying to deploy AI at scale, and basically when they deploy it for HR operation, they have to hire actually more people, that they get replaced on the HR by hiring more software testers, more AI engineers, and so on. So the demand will continue in the future. And Stacy, the CEO of the Arrays of engineers. So basically, it's one of the companies that we have collaboration with them. Should be talking about that aspect as well. So that's why we are a new college created here, and of course, a new college will come with a new building. So in a couple of years from now, we'll be all moving downtown near the Blue Bridge and the Ibrahim Center, that will be completely renovated, plus an extension added as well. But also, is basically, as you can see, will be taking almost all the 8th floor of that building. Will be on different places. We'll have research labs there, classrooms, project-based learning spaces. So we'll be all over that building in a couple of years from now. But definitely, a new college is not just about a new building, or it's all about an ecosystem as well. So the college was built basically to serve the need of the local industry, and here in West Michigan or statewide, and also at the national level and beyond, and also trying to basically listen to the needs of the industry and preparing, our program and curriculum that satisfy their needs in a nimble way and in a flexible way, and giving you a lot of customizations there as well. So definitely we have a different focus when it comes to workforce development. Actually, our programs, we collaborated with over 160 companies to understand their needs in terms of AI, human-centered design, software engineering, data science, and other areas. And we try to build programs that satisfy their needs. But at the same time, as my colleague will explain later, we created actually and enhanced our identity in terms of experiential learning, because we want you not to just get exposed to the theoretical side, but also trying to select one of the paths that my colleague will talk about, whether internship, research, or entrepreneurship, to basically prepare you for the needs of the industry, or even prepare you as a future entrepreneur as well. And definitely having a close partnership with industry is part of our DNA, whether it comes to basically applied research or internships or opportunities for you to apply whatever you are learning in the classroom via project-based learning and beyond. So definitely we have a lot of program, as my colleague will talk about them in details, whether it comes to data science, cybersecurity, and health bioinformatics at the grad level. And also at the undergrad, we have the IT program and the IS program. And we added new program. One of them is software engineering program, which is, I would say, different from the computer science program, where there is more focus on software testing, software quality assurance, which are skills that are also needed by industry today, and there is a growing needs for this type of skills. The same thing for AI. There is a huge growth in terms of the need for AI. All of you probably knows about how AI is transforming our world and increasing the level of automation. So we have this exciting new degree that include a lot of new courses, not just about the technical side of AI that you learn, but also about the ethics, the bias, the responsible use of AI, and beyond. And definitely those program were approved recently, and it comes with a good number of new courses that, whether about AI or about software engineering, that include both, as I said, the technical side, where you can become an AI engineer by doing a bachelor in AI, or you can work more on the business implication of AI, on the responsible AI side. And then for software engineering, we have also focus on basically different aspects, as I said, around software testing, around the design of large-scale systems, and so on, that are pretty important. Dr. Dunton, do you want to add anything about the AI side, since you developed many of our courses here?
Sure. It's an exciting time to be part of AI right now. If the development in AI stopped right now where we're at, the impact that it's had on careers, we'd be catching up to it for the next 10 years with the impact that ChatGPT and large language models have had on programming and software engineering and all the different careers. So it's a very exciting field to be a part of right now.
Yeah, great. And definitely we have also added a new program, which is also another exciting program on a human-centered computing, where actually for those who are really more interested to more the interaction between humans and machines, and also how this actually is changing our world, including even the human-centered AI, a part which is pretty important, whether in different application. We have here in West Michigan a high concentration of manufacturing, and as we all know, with Industry 5.0 and beyond, that human interaction with robots is pretty important. The same thing when it comes to healthcare and beyond, whether doing simulation using AR, VR, or game design and so on. So this degree does not have, I would say, deep requirement in terms of math or programming and so on. So it's adequate for people who may consider something that there is more at the intersection of computer science and the humanities, and at the same time, actually jobs related to being a UX designer and so on are also high-paying job, like being an AI engineer or software engineer and beyond. Dr. Ali Riza, do you want to add anything about the human interaction side in this program?
Absolutely, thank you. So as just alluded about like the user experience design. So human-centered computing is one of the transdisciplinary field that's really advancing field, thinking about the problems that are actually there related to the communities that we serve and really bringing them close to the communities so we can design collaboratively as part of them. So for example, thinking about accessibility needs of certain population that you care. Imagine that for low vision people or blind people population, how you can maybe design tools that can actually augment their capabilities. For example, learning how to program as part of that. So it's a very transdisciplinary field, and it's open to actually voices even who do not have traditional computational skills as part of in the computing field. So really open to that.
Great. Thank you very much. And at the top of the expertise of Dr. Ariza, we are also investing in all this area. We have new faculties who are joining, who are working on those areas, whether from virtual reality and beyond with different applications. So you will have opportunities to even join the lab and also our existing faculty labs. So definitely at the top of this majors, the good news is you can do them as minor as well. So we are offering a number of minors where basically we are offering a minor in AI, in software engineering, human-centered computing, and beyond. And you can decide, for example, to have your major in cybersecurity and have AI as minor. So some of you probably may have some hesitation about those fields. You may do both. So one opportunity there is actually to do it as a minor if needed. So at the top of that as well, we have basically opportunities for you that are the combined bachelor master's program. This part of the unique program that we offer here, where you can actually do both your bachelor degree and have 15 credits of your bachelor's counted toward your master's. Then you can finish your master's degree at your own speed. So you will not be needed to pay more. You will not be needed to spend extra time. Actually, what we will do for you, we will take a number of courses equivalent to around 12 credits. Sorry, it's 12, not 15 credits. To be actually applied toward your master without paying more, without spending extra time, which means actually you would be done with almost third of your masters by doing that, which is one of the unique opportunities that we offer for those who want to basically go specialized as well. So basically you are saving both money and time by doing this option that we are offering in our college. Also, we are expanding more the multi-delivery of courses, specifically at the senior level. So we understand that that level, many of you would have opportunities for internship even outside West Michigan and so on. So we are offering more and more flexible modalities, and all our grad courses as well are offered now with this type of flexible modalities. And also at the senior undergrad level, we are offering more of these courses as well. With that, I will probably turn to my colleague, Dr. Aaron and Dr. Jared, to talk about the different paths that exist in our programs.
Thanks, Marwan. So as you envision yourself in our programs, I want to cover a few of the highlights of our programs. And one of them is our prep program. So a hallmark of a GV education in computing has always been an internship experience and then a capstone. And the big reason for this is we want students to have industry relevant skills, and we want them to apply those skills on a large project. As we move forward, we're recognizing the different interest areas of students. And so we're actually creating 3 separate pathways. There will be the internship pathway, which is going to give you professional preparation and the ability to meet companies at the career fair, and then go forward with an internship experience. In the past, that internship has then led into a capstone. What we're looking at now is actually expanding the opportunities there. You can still maintain that sort of internship capstone experience, or if you want, you can actually do sort of 2 internships or a sequential internship. Very often, our students do an internship and then they stay on with the company into the fall semester, winter semester, and then lead to employment ultimately. And so what we're looking to expand on that internship pathway is now, as you as a student gain skills in industry and then are working on more complex projects, we want to recognize that experience and actually replace the capstone. So we've got a pathway there. We've got a third pathway. I'm going to skip the research pathway for just a second. Third pathway, which is an entrepreneurship track. So if you find yourself more of that computing person that's really interested in startups or developing your own idea, your own pitches, and leading maybe to establishment of a company someday, we want to give you that experience and help you along the way by connecting you with the right mentorship and the right experiences. So instead of doing a professional preparation geared towards an internship, we're actually implementing professional preparation geared towards building entrepreneurial skills, encouraging you to go out to pitch competitions and engaging with the entrepreneur community here in West Michigan or elsewhere, to start to develop those first steps that are needed to create a company. And along the way, you'll get connected with mentors, and that will be your experiential learning component of your degree. And then finally, we've got a number of students that are interested in undergraduate research. We've got over 60 faculty. Every one of us works with students on various research projects. And so one of our faculty really leading that charge over the last years is Dr. Erin Carrier. So I'll have her go ahead and talk about the research pathway.
The research pathway has the same structural idea as the other pathways. You still have an introduction course, right? That introductory course will really help you understand what research is, expose you to the different research that faculty are doing, anything along those lines, introduce you to simple things about how to read a technical paper. And then the follow-on to that is kind of the beginning introduction to actually carrying out the research. That would involve, for instance, proposal development and beginning. And then likewise with the other pathways, there's a follow-on, which is the research capstone. That could be research done at GVSU under a faculty member. That could be, for instance, an REU, right? We're hoping to be flexible. The research pathway is truly for anybody who believes they might want to do research, whether that is going into industry research once they graduate, whether that means jumping to a master's program. So for instance, somebody in the combined degree program could be a good fit, or whether this means somebody who knows or is not sure if they potentially want to jump into a PhD program. So kind of any of those broad things, those are great options for the research pathway. And there's a lot of research support at GVSU in general. So I'm also the chair of the Undergraduate Research Council. So if you have questions about undergraduate research, let me know.
All right, thanks, Aaron. So now that we've given you an overview of some of our new programs, before we jump into talking about our existing majors, I want to take a moment and bring in a student perspective here. So Colin Nagley is working with Dr. Ali Raza on research, as well as pursuing a dual degree, this combined degree program. So Colin, could you tell us a little bit about why you've chosen a bachelor's in computer science and a master's in human-centered computing, and sort of what that has meant for your experience at GVSU?
Yeah, definitely. So I first want to start by saying that my choice to choose computer science as my undergrad degree was not really that straightforward. I had actually changed majors several times. in search of what I really wanted to do. So if you're somebody like that, it's okay to kind of feel lost, and you'll eventually find something that you really enjoy. But anyways, I landed on computer science. I had always enjoyed technology. And I would really say that through my experience doing the undergrad degree, I was really able to meet a lot of great people, really like professors, other undergraduates as well. And yes, I started doing research with Dr. Ali Raza in his Educational Technology Research Lab. And I really started to think about different ways that I could use computing for the greater good. And that's when I started to learn about digital accessibility, which kind of leads me into the HCC program, as well as what I'm currently doing now. Right now, I'm doing an REU at the University of Michigan Flint in digital accessibility. And I've really got to say that I enjoy the work that I do. And I think that it's really important to think about how we can use software and design software that every single person can use. And I think there's a lot of benefits to HCC. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to the combined degree, and I'm really happy that GBSU decided to make that a degree. And I think it's a really important time in computing to start thinking about how we can make things more accessible for everybody.
All right, thank you. So next we'll go into an overview of sort of our existing majors as you're maybe thinking about which major in computing is right for you. We want to give you a little bit of perspective of each of those majors in addition to the three, the AI, the software engineering, and the human-centered computing we talked about earlier. So we'll go ahead and start with cybersecurity, and we've got Professor Sama Mansour here to tell us a little bit about the cybersecurity program.
Sure. Thank you, Jared. Then let me start by saying if you can see yourself as a problem solver who would like to solve puzzles, or if you are always have a high level of curiosity and like you are always like to learn new skills, then cybersecurity is the right major for you. And it will guarantee for you a very high, good starting salary that can start from $81,000. Then you will work in a very interesting field, and you will secure a high starting salary by selecting the cybersecurity program. But why the cybersecurity? What are the main advantages, or why our program is very strong? Our cybersecurity program at Grand Valley is a comprehensive program because it will cover both the defensive and the offensive aspects of cybersecurity. Then you will learn how to defend the system, but also you will learn how to attack the system so you can defend it later. Our curriculum is an integration of hands-on and also like theoretical foundation that can prepare you to be like a lifelong learners. Many of our courses are aligned with like industry recognized certification, like certified ethical hacking, certified network defense, CompTIA Security Plus, and we are working on adding more courses that are aligned with certifications. Also, during your degree, you will work with real companies in order to gain real world experience and prepare you for your next stage after graduation. So I think the cybersecurity is very, very interesting. It is continually, it changes, and also it is a very growing field, which it grow like continuously, and it expect more and more job opportunities in the future. And it is a program that you can integrate it with other programs like AI, with HCC. Then you can not just focus on cybersecurity, but you can also complement it with another major and have a combined major or a minor, or maybe also as a combined degree. So please, if you have any questions about cybersecurity, don't hesitate to send me an email, and I will be more than happy to answer all your questions. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Sama. Next, we've got Dr. Jia Du to talk about our information systems and information technologies degrees.
Okay, hello everybody. You can see a pretty comprehensive overview on this slide. I'm going to quickly highlight 4 things about our information system programs. So I'm going to start with what our ICE program about, what are the concentration areas available, and who might like ICE program, and what are some possible career paths from information system programs. So our IS program focuses on the intersection of technology, business, and people. It prepares students to design, implement, and manage information systems. We have 3 concentration areas that students can choose from based on their interest. They are software development, network management and security, and data analysis. The information system programs is ideal for students who are interested in understanding how companies operate and how technology helps them succeed. Or in other words, IS is ideal for students who are comfortable being the bridge between IT and business teams. Some possible career paths from this program are system analyst, cybersecurity analyst, data analyst, IT management, or an IT manager, or database administration. So that's a quick overview about IS program. Okay, so for our IT program, unlike information system program, which focuses more on the business applications, IT program focuses more on the technical infrastructure and how to keep it running smoothly and securely. For IT program, we have 5 different concentration areas that students can choose from. They are data management and visualization, software development, web and mobile applications, IT management, and cybersecurity. The IT program, I would say, is ideal for students who are interested in the practical hands-on side of technology. For example, if you like building a system, solving technical problems, or support users, I would say, generally speaking, IT is more applied than computer science and more technical than information system programs. Some career paths from this program could be IT support specialist, network administrator, cybersecurity analyst, or database support. So that's a quick overview about IS and IT. If you have any question about those 2 programs, I will be very happy to answer your questions.
All right, thank you, Jeff. And next we'll have an overview of data science from Dr. Erin Carrier.
So data science is inherently a multidisciplinary program. So it is a mix that is about half computing, half statistics. So if you're kind of on the fence between those, it's a really great program for, as Dr. Mansour mentioned earlier, people who love puzzles, right? If you see a data set and your question is, what can I learn from this? Or what information can I extract from it? How can I present that? Data science is kind of comprehensively that entire process. And the degree prepares you for everything from the initial getting the data and cleaning it all the way to how to present that in a compelling way to people of different levels, whether that's a CEO or, for instance, somebody else with a tech background. So it's inherently a very interdisciplinary. You'll learn skills on machine learning. You'll learn languages like Python and R. It's a great one if you want to do applied stuff to other fields. And throughout the degree, you'll work on real world projects. It has great field growth expected. And because I know there was one question about this, there is built into the data science program, there is 6 credits in a domain area. So there is the opportunity and the expectation that you will have some specialization in a domain area, small, but some, as part of the DSA program. If you have any questions about it, I would be more than happy to talk to you more.
All right, last but not least, I'll give a quick overview of computer science. So we've got a number of new majors and existing majors. It could sometimes feel overwhelming. And very often we get students that come in and they say, well, I'm not sure exactly what I want to do in computing. Can you help me figure this out? And one of the sort of standby degrees that's really, really broadly in computing is computer science. So our computer science degree, this is for folks that want to be software engineers, that can be developers, they can go on and become program managers and all sorts of different degrees. It's a very flexible degree that gives you a broad overview of computing, both on the system side by diving into operating systems and networking topics, but also the software development side, looking at programming. but you also have 4 electives to choose from. And those electives can span any of the topic areas you've heard about so far. So they can include AI courses, they can include software engineering courses, human-centered computing courses, or anything from data science, IS, or IT as well. So if you're not sure that what you want to do in computing, but you are broadly interested in computing, computer science is always a great choice. The job prospects are also very strong here. And this degree gives you the opportunity to really sort of customize those electives to the path you want to go. So if you're still up in the air, you can start at computer science. The great thing as well, the way our curriculum's set up in that first year, computer science, cybersecurity, software engineering, and AI are all very similar. There's one course difference in many of them. So you can start in your first year. You might decide to be a computer scientist, but switching to software engineering, switching to AI, switching to cybersecurity, those are all perfectly fine options. And you don't have to know right when you come to campus, because very often we find students will switch between them in their first year. So that's always something to fall back on. So you don't have to know right away. Just come join us in computing and we'll help work with you, talk with faculty, talk with advisors, talk with other students, and we can help you chart that path. So that's an overview of all of our majors. Next, we're going to have some perspectives here from some of our different undergraduate students, and we'll go ahead and start. Paige, if you could give us a short, description of what your major is, your experience at GVSU, maybe a little bit on clubs and things. We'll go from there.
Hi, sorry, I'm leaving my internship right now. I'm gonna be a senior this year. I'm a cybersecurity major. I'm looking into joining Women in Cybersecurity. I work at the Digital Creator Lab right now as well. So I kind of help students on working on digital projects in their classwork. And yeah, I started out undecided with my major, and then I decided to pivot towards cybersecurity, and I'm really loving it so far. And yeah.
All righty, thank you. Next we have Kalia.
Hi, yeah, my major is cybersecurity. I'm doing the combined degree program for getting the master's in 5 years. And I'm on the e-board of the Women in Cybersecurity. We plan to have more meetings and more activities with other clubs to like promote next semester. I really chose cybersecurity because I want to help people and protect people's networks. And yeah.
All righty, thank you. I believe Finette had some connectivity issues, so I don't see them in the list of participants. So we'll go ahead and move on. Morgan, if you could give your perspective on your time at GVSU, that'd be fantastic.
Yeah. Hi, I'm Morgan Hamlin. I was a previous cybersecurity undergraduate, and so now I'm about 2 years out from graduation, working in industry at GVSU in the IT security department. And my experience was wonderful. From the moment I got there, they set me up to make sure I had experience and I was ready for graduation and I was ready to pivot into the industry right at graduation. That way, I wasn't struggling to find a job. There was no nervousness on what was I going to do now that I'm graduated. So that was really, really nice to have the support of the GVSU community in that effort.
All righty, thank you.
You're welcome.
And then finally, we have Taylor joining us tonight.
Hi, my name is Taylor Jager. I am a part of Women in Cybersecurity and Women in Computing. I am going for my bachelor's in IT and my master's in cybersecurity. So I'm a part of that combined degree program. And my advisors really helped me a lot on pivoting to actually choose that as my 2 majors. And Women in Cybersecurity, it's a global organization and it's very amazing. I was grateful that I was able to go to Texas this year, and I was able to actually go to that organization and be a part of it. So it was very fun. And Women in Computing, they also have a lot of different things. They have a lot of industry partners that come in, and both of them are just very helpful in kind of pivoting to that graduation point and the point after graduation. And all of the faculty and staff are very helpful as well.
All righty, thank you. And if you didn't catch it, as the various students mentioned it there, we've got a number of computing student organizations that participate, in various competitions and industry engagements and those sorts of things. So Computing Club is sort of the original club, if you will, and they have employers come in, give talks about, their various industries and things you can do to, improve your resumes, improve your experiences. They also branch out, do feedback on internships, and then do fun things like have game nights and those sorts of things. In the cybersecurity space, we've got the Hackers Analyzing Threats Club, we've got the Women in Cybersecurity Club, and then we also have a few that aren't listed here, like we've got the ACM Student Programming Competition that we run yearly, as well as the Esports Club as well. But when you sign up for orientation, that's one of the things we cover broadly at the university there is the different clubs. And I saw one of the questions in chat said, well, I don't see a club for me. If you get 3 students and 1 faculty member sponsor, you can create a club in whatever topic area you want. And so if you have a computing related topic, I don't think you'll have any problem finding 1 or 2 students and a faculty member to work with you. So yeah, our last, or not quite our last participant here, but our next participant is here to give an employer and industry perspective. So I know she was introduced earlier, but Stacy Paul is the CEO of Array of Engineers here in Grand Rapids. So Stacy, if you could give us a perspective about, how you work with GVSU and what the industry side of things looks like in computing, that'd be fantastic.
Yeah, nice to meet everyone, all the students, and congratulations for going to Grand Valley. It's a wonderful school. We work with a lot of students at Grand Valley and the College of Computing. Let's see, for industry, I would say you picked the right major. Everything that you pretty much see and do has some sort of a computing system on it nowadays, whether it's a door handle all the way down to an aerospace or a space application. And so it's a very, very interesting world. The thing that I find to be very fun about it is you one day might be working on a technology that is, again, opening a door handle or helping a handicapped person. And then the next day you'll be working on something that is used out in space. So there's so many different ways you can use it. As you saw before, it's a growing field, whether you're in cybersecurity or, have interest in AI, whether you are interested in the human-centric design, all of those, or just in software development in general. It's you will definitely be able to make your mark in the world and create and solve a problem in a very efficient and effective manner, we like to say. And as for working with Grand Valley, we work with a lot of different students. We have students who work with us in the internship program, if that's the path that you choose to go on. And I can tell you from our perspective and a lot of other tech companies that I am familiar with in our community, you get right into and start working on a project. So you will get to experience what it is working on a real world problem and finding a solution for that, whether it is creating an app for somebody or creating a website or analyzing data for data science or using AI to solve and analyze a problem, or working on an aerospace or a defense safety critical problem. So you'll be able to work right hand in hand with other industry members. We also collaborate with professors who help us with research. We have done a couple different projects with some professors. They are the experts because they have a specialty in that area, and they also allow students to get brought into working on that project that we have that is an industry project that we don't quite have the key expertise, but your professors who have PhDs in areas get that. And it says, do you get paid during an internship? Yes, you do get paid for an internship. It's a great opportunity. The other thing that I think is great for internships for students is that you are then able to figure out if this what you're doing, going to school for, is what you actually want to, you know, make a living with. Maybe you are going in and working on one area as an internship, and then you go in and are like, no, I think maybe I want to also, you know, get a minor in cybersecurity, or get a minor in AI, or get a master's in one of those areas. So it really helps you define what you want to do. I believe that is everything that I wanted. And yeah, just congratulations. We love working with Grand Valley students. You have amazing professors that teach you and guide you and really, really get you to learn those real world applications.
All right. Thank you, Stacy. And finally, our last and probably one of the most important folks you can meet right now is Nick Woodward, so the director of our Undergraduate Advising Center. So as you're looking towards your next steps on, you know, how do you join, how do you finalize orientation if you haven't set up a date yet, and, you know, what does that process look like? I'll let Nick introduce himself and kind of give an overview of what those next steps might look like for you.
Yeah, thank you, Dr. Moore. Hi, everybody. My name is Nick Woodward, and as mentioned, I am the director of the Advising Center in the College of Computing. I work with a team of 4 talented and experienced advisors who will be your primary support in terms of your registration, class registration, and identifying the things that you need to be a successful student throughout your first few years at the university. So the first step in getting connected with Grand Valley and with the College of Computing beyond today is really, if you haven't already, you'll want to make sure you register for your orientation session. And we have a QR code here on the screen there you can scan if you haven't already done so. And when you've registered for your orientation, part of that experience will be either an in-person experience or we do have some distance students who go through orientation in a virtual capacity. But you are connected with an advisor from our office, and we will help make sure that you have your fall and winter schedule for your first year at the university laid out to make sure that you have the courses that you need to be successful in your first year. We will sit down with you all individually and make sure that we're aware of any courses that you may already be bringing credit for through AP classes or dual enrollment or CLEP test or other certifications that you may already have. And we'll help you make sure that you have a good, solid schedule moving into your first year. And the advisors in our office, we are usually the first step that students go to when they have questions about the support that you might need as a student at Grand Valley, or the opportunities that you may need as a student at Grand Valley. We will help you with making sure you all know all the resources that you have available. You can kind of think of us as the people you go to if you don't know where to go first. You can always email your advisor. And we would be happy to help either answer those questions for you or be the people that are able to get you connected to the people that are going to be able to help you best. And so, as you can see, we have our contact information here on the screen. And this will be a way for you to be able to reach out to us if you have any questions beyond today. But again, if you're an incoming student, we definitely want to get you signed up for an orientation sooner rather than later. But please feel free to reach out to us. We are happy to help chat with you in addition to setting up that orientation.
All right. Thanks, Nick. So thank you all again for joining us this evening. I really appreciate your time and interest in Grand Valley, and hope to see you here in the fall. And now we've got time for questions. So I know there's been some questions coming in on chat, and I believe we've had some folks monitoring that. So they'll ask the question. I'll probably, if it's something I can answer, I'll answer it. Otherwise, if it's major related, I might kick it over to our faculty from each of the majors. So.
One of the questions in chat was, do I get paid during an internship? Chris, are you able to answer that, or maybe Jared could answer that?
Yeah, I can go ahead or Chris, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead and answer that.
Stacy as well, you know, since she's also hiring the interns. So.
Sure. Hi, everyone. I'm Chris Babbitt. I'm the internship partner coordinator in the college. Yes, I would say 95+% of our students are paid for their internships, and it's a great way to partner with people like Stacy. But yeah, I'll turn it over to her for any further comments on that.
Oh, yes, you definitely get paid to be, because you work hand in hand right on the projects. So yeah, and maybe there are a few that don't, but I would say, like Chris said, most of the time you 100% would get paid. So it's a great opportunity for students.
Probably another question to highlight, it was around the white box AI and black box AI. So for everyone to be on the same page, so the meaning of white box AI, it's more really, I mean, to be an AI engineer. Like you would build this machine learning model, you will have the right coding skills, you'll be able to test them and so on. And then you have the black box AI, which is more independently from the model, how it is built and so on. It's more around the ethical use of AI, the access to the data, the business implication of AI, and so on. And as my colleague mentioned, Dr. Denton, so definitely you need to have the white box AI foundation in terms of programming and so on, and then you have the black box AI, which is important, so you can have the both sides. And this can be two different career paths, but it's important to understand the foundation so you can go more deep to the application. And one way, if you want to go deep in both, is to do, for example, the BS-MS program, because within 120 credits, you know, you have limited courses to take, but you will have the foundation to be an AI engineer, but also understanding very well the ethical implication and the application of AI in general. I don't know, Dr. Denton or anyone, including Stacy or other colleagues, who want to jump into this important question around differentiating the two career paths when you study AI.
All right.
Stacy, you want to do any? You want to make any comment from industry perspective about the need of this two career paths in AI?
Yeah, no, I mean, just that they're both important and both needed to solve the problems. You know, you can't, you should have one with the other, right? So they're both very, very important depending on what students, what their passion is, I guess.
Definitely. So we've had a couple other questions pop in here. So you know, one of them I think we talked a little bit about, but there's a few questions around student orgs and what those look like. You know, what types of games do the esports team play? The esports team, I am woefully out of date on video games at this point. I keep talking about Rocket League, but I think they do still have a Rocket League team. But if you noted in chat there, if you're watching the recording, so you don't get to see the chat, if you go to gvsu.edu/esports, you can see the full list of games. They have multiple competitive ones. We've got a large esports arena and those sorts of things. And again, if you want to explore different clubs on campus, we've got over 400 student organizations. You can also look into, and like I said before, if you have a club that you don't see, but you'd love to have, if you find, I think it's 3 other students and a faculty advisor, I think you need 4 students off the top of my head to form a club. That's something. And probably in the history of GVSU, we used to have a squirrel watching club. So you can create anything you want, but hopefully it's in computing, and we'll help you form those up. I'm sure you can find a faculty advisor. Couple of questions there too, and I think one of them came in here. You know, as a newer, older transfer student, so a transfer student coming in with an associate's degree already, but you know, 1 CS class under my belt, when do I start looking for an internship? Everybody's pathway is different, so it's difficult to say exactly when, but what we have in the College of Computing here is basically support that you can start that conversation from day one. Most of the time when we do internship prep, that's going to be CIS 290. That's going to be about the 4th class in your sequence. If you have 1 CS class, you're probably looking at maybe like your 3rd semester. But Chris Babbitt joined us here. He had a prior commitment and had to join us a little bit late, so he didn't get to introduce himself. But Chris Babbitt works with our industry partners. He's one of our career development folks in the college, and so he focuses on our computing students and developing their capacity for internships, as well as our internships director, Rod Lowell, who's a faculty member as well. So we've got supports here you can start leveraging from day one to start that process. Biggest thing I can encourage you to do is reach out to Chris, reach out to Rod. They will get you started on that process, and we'll make sure you're supported through your pursuit. Let's see.
Jared, could I add one thing to that?
Sure thing, Chris, jump on in.
Yeah, I just wanted to note that there are events that happen on campus regularly for you to meet with employers. We have one where the employer sets up a table and they're in the academic building to meet you. We have events in these courses that have been mentioned. So beyond just the individualized support that we and myself and the other faculty could provide, it's built into the day-to-day activities of your life at Grand Valley. So taking advantage of that is a different part of that process, and we will help you with getting ready for your application, hiring documents, resume, interview, etc. But employers are eager to be there and meet you. You just have to seek those things out. They are available for you.
Definitely. And I see a question here, really common question for students coming into computing, how should we prepare for our classes, specifically for the software engineering path? But I think that's a really great broad question in computing as well. We see students come in with all levels of experience. We see students come in with absolutely no computing experience. We see students come in at that transfer level that have already had 2 to 3 years experience and sort of everything on the spectrum. I myself, entering as a student, had never programmed before in my life, and it's perfectly possible, and our programs are built to bring you in from day one with no experience. But that experience looks different for everybody. So I don't know if we have maybe another faculty member that's gone through a computing major, if you want to give a perspective on what your pathway looked like in terms of prior preparation.
And also, I put on the chat a link of our academy as well. This is something optional. Yeah, if you are interested as well to start preparing for the classes of the first year, which are critical for your success, there is a material that you can cover there. And you are put a plan for next summer to even run some summer camps, basically in a hybrid way to help you preparing as well. So, but yeah, probably Dr. Renan, since you are teaching this first year classes, any advices for the upcoming students?
Yeah, so to Dr. Moore's point, it really depends heavily on the student. I came in with some background in CS, and I would still tell you to what Stacy said. I still kind of wondered and had my own path of figuring out what I wanted to do with what that meant. So it really just depends. The biggest thing I'd say is that it tends to be the focus on the classes. Make sure you make use of the resources that we have available. And you should be able to do well, right? If you're starting in our intro class, it's not assuming prior preparation. You can look at things in advance, but it's not necessarily assuming that. And just recognize that if you want to go look some stuff up, that's fine. If you're going to be the person with no experience coming in, that's also totally fine. If you have already taken APCS and you're going to come in and pass that class, that's totally fine too. We have different paths depending on what you're coming in with.
All righty. So let's see, what do we have here? Is it possible to study computer science and a minor in cybersecurity during the first year? Nick, I don't know if maybe you want to take that question from the advising perspective.
Yeah, the short answer is yes. It's a pretty common combination of courses, and also the flip side of that as well, right? A cybersecurity major and a computer science minor is also a common combination that we have. One of the nice things about our curriculum is that for most of our students, we're able to get them into computing courses as early as the first semester, second semester for most as well. So we're able to get you into the core content of your major and the kind of those foundational pieces very early on, and so that you can start to explore those options and figure out what kind of combination of a major and a minor would be a good fit for you. And that first year's worth of coursework, there's quite a bit of overlap between our programs as well, which allows you as a student to get that foundational knowledge that you need while still being able to pivot into the particular flavor of computing that you might ultimately decide is the best fit for you.
All right, thank you. So then we have a question here. I think we answered in chat, but it is important to get it out. So many of you are going to have had, maybe some preparatory classes in either programming or some experience with cybersecurity or some sort of certifications maybe coming in. Is there a way to test out other ones, or what kind of options do I have there? Aaron, do you want to give a little bit of speaking about how we're working towards that?
Yeah, so we already have some agreements in place. There's preset agreements for AP, IB, CLAP, and DSST tests. And we have some agreements in place for certifications. We are also actively this summer working on new test out options for for kind of those intro level courses that we anticipate having ready to go in fall. So if you're coming in with something that wouldn't necessarily fall under one of the other things, the best thing I can say is talk to Nick Woodward in advising, let them know the details, and just realize that we are actively building out this area. I was sending emails about it earlier today. So we hope to have more available, but we are cognizant of that, and we want to make sure that everybody is starting at the right place for them, given their prior learning.
All right, thank you. Let's see. So just a couple more questions we've got here. Are there any other ways, paid or unpaid, to gain experience in the field? So we've talked a little bit about internships, and I think he had to drop, so I don't see Chris here.
Yep, Chris had to leave.
Okay, that's fine. So, other ways, paid or unpaid, to gain experience in the field. Perhaps, let's see, who do we have here? Ali, do you want to talk a little bit about working with students on some of your projects?
Absolutely. Thank you. So we are really building ambitious capacity in our college to partner strongly with the communities. And as one of goals, so we developed this lab called EdTech Partnership Lab in College of Computing just last year. And the goal is that we can focus in partnering with K through 12 schools and instructors in higher education to support use of multimodal learning analytics tool that can help them make informed data-driven decisions within their classroom. For example, to support participation patterns within their classrooms based on different disability status or gender gaps in how students participate, or different racial or ethnic identities. And Colin, well, I had this great pleasure of working with Colin from last year. We actually forged this research bond from our software engineering class. So I know all my colleagues, they're actively recruiting students from their classroom. So there are plenty of opportunities for everybody to engage in really rigorous and research and be part of that process to see that how we can actually make impactful, meaningful contribution to our community around us in West Michigan or Greater Grand Rapids. So again, welcome you all in this community and looking forward to it. I'll pass mic back to Jared. Yeah.
All right, thanks, Ali. Some other options too, besides working with students on research, we do have an Applied Computing Institute, which is run by Professor Jonathan Engelsma. He works with various industry partners. I don't want to say Stacy for sure. I don't know. Have you done any projects with ACI?
We did. Yes, we did. Yep.
Do you want to talk about kind of what that might look like from the industry side and working with students?
Yeah, so we formed a partnership with him and a professor, Professor Rehat, and he had a undergrad student and then also a master's student who worked with him. And so we had it was based on project itself was using AI to be able to evaluate software requirements so that you could use a visual way and kind of be able to foresee how your software is going to change before you actually do the coding using AI with the requirements. And so we do not have an expertise in AI necessarily like the Grand Valley professors do. And so we were able to partner with a professor there who had an undergrad student and a master's student who did the work. We actually have the master's students who then is working full-time with us since he has graduated. So it was a great relationship, I think, all around. And there were white papers that came out of it. We had group presentations that were done between Array of Engineers and Grand Valley. We're still looking for more SBIR, STTRs that we could apply for in the near future to do more collaboration together with them. So.
Awesome, thank you. Yeah, and so that Applied Computing Institute, basically they do contractual work most of the time with local companies, could be government agencies. Sometimes they're more public outreach projects, sometimes they're more applied industry projects, but students are getting real experience while they're taking classes, working on those projects, working alongside faculty, And in some cases, those can be paid, or in some cases, they may be unpaid. So it's totally up to you, what opportunities there are, but we definitely are trying to provide you with a variety of options there. So let's see, we just have a few here. The last one I think is for cybersecurity and artificial intelligence. What companies do you work with, and which ones are looking for interns or people to job shadow? So I think Chris had to drop out there, but I can give you a more of a high level perspective. We keep a database, or sort of, I'll give you the perspective of like how we work with a student pursuing an internship, because the reality is we've worked with a number of companies over the years. Many of them are in West Michigan, but some of our more popular internship locations outside of West Michigan are also the east side of the state, because we have many students coming from the Detroit area, Chicago, Lansing. We've had out into Silicon Valley. We've had down in Austin, Texas, and actually some international ones as well. So it's not so much that we are working with specific companies as really working broadly to get out there in the community, find who to partner and work with. And so on any given year, it really depends on, who's looking for what internship, because we don't just say, oh, we're going to work with this company on cybersecurity. It's really more of a broad industry perspective there. So this year, I think we had 124 interns this summer. Last year, I think we were in the 130s, and the year before that, I think was a record year, a little bit above 140 or something like that. So we've got many students in the summer, and then those interns often continue into the fall. So our biggest commitment there is just, making sure you're supported. Those 120 students, they're at all sorts of different companies. So take a little while to list out everybody, and I'd have to pull up the sheet to look that up. But if you are interested in finding some more about that, Chris Babbitt or Rod Lowell would be the two to contact. They maintain that database. So let's see. I think that wraps up our questions. So once again, I want to thank you all for joining us tonight, and thank our panelists for coming along, especially the students for taking time out of their summer break. Although some of them getting out of their internships, I guess, are probably like, we've got some time. So thanks again for joining us. And if you have any last thoughts here, Sama?
Yeah, just one thing I would like to share about the cybersecurity and highlight that our cybersecurity program is CE designated, which means it offers multiple scholarship for undergraduates, and also it gives priorities for our graduate to work in the government. Like if you would like to have to work with the Department of Defense or FBI, by graduating from our program that is the CE designated, you will have priority for this type of jobs.
Definitely. Thank you. So
thank you.
Yeah. With that, again, thanks everybody for joining us tonight. And if you have any questions or follow on, right, contact our advising, contact computing@gbsu.edu, and we'll make sure you get your questions routed to the right person. We look forward to you all signing up for orientation, and there's a good chance that Nick or I will run into you at orientation because we happen to work there, and then we'll see you all in the fall. So thanks. Have a good one.